My name is Sovia Kamar, Vice Principal, Rihan School, Lahore campus. Today, our conversation topic:
Hi, Sobia.
how to make better decision and avoid regret. My first question: what does making a good decision mean to you?
To me, making a good decision means choosing in a way that matches both your values and your long term goals, not just what feels convenient right now.
What is one important decision you have made in your life?
I usually take a lot of time because I like to think things through and feel confident about the result.
Why?
Because when decisions affect other people or long term goals, rushing usually leads to regret.
What can happen when you make decision without thinking carefully?
You might overlook important details, you could waste time or resources, or you regret it later.
In English,
हाँ जी, बिल्कुल बोलिए.
how can we separate emotion from fact when making a decision?
Start by naming the feeling, like I'm anxious. Then list only verifiable facts, like costs, dates, risks, and gains. Ask what's evidence versus interpretation. And if it still feels messy, take a short break and revisit when you're calmer.
Why is it important to think about the consequences of our choice?
Because your choices ripple outward and affect others, your future, and sometimes your values. Thinking about the consequences helps you avoid short term gains that cause long term regret.
How can asking for advice help us make better decisions?
It brings in perspectives and experiences you don't have, spots blind spots, and can challenge assumptions. That usually leads to more balanced, grounded choices.
When should we trust our own judgment instead of following other people's opinion?
When you've checked facts, weighed real consequences, and others' views don't match your goals or values, then rely on your judgment. Just make sure you've actually listened and understood them.
How can past experience help us make better decisions in the future?
By showing what worked, what didn't, and why, patterns become recognition tools. But also watch for bias. Don't let one bad break color every new decision.
Is it better to make a decision with limited information or wait until we know everything?
Sometimes you can't wait, so make the best call you can with what's known. Note the risks and be ready to adjust as new information shows up. Sitting in limbo forever isn't realistic.
Avoiding regret. Why do people regret some of their decisions?
Often because they ignored red flags, rushed under pressure, or chose against their own values.
What is the
Regret
difference between making a mistake and making a bad decision?
A mistake is often accidental, like missing a step or misreading something. A bad decision is a choice you made, even after weighing info that led to poor outcomes. The fix for both is learning. Review what happened, note triggers and pressures, and adjust your process for next time.
Can regret teach us something valuable?
Yes, it can highlight what matters most and sharpen future choices if you study it calmly instead of beating yourself up.
Why or why not?
Um, well, because learning from regret depends on reflection, not rumination. Use it as not a life sentence.
How can we stop thinking too much about a decision we have already made?
Set a timer for 10 minutes to reflect and then stop. Write down one takeaway and one action you can try next time. Then move on.
Do you think people regret the things they did more?
Often, yes, but it varies. Some regret actions, some inactions. The lesson is choose deliberately and notice avoidance just as much as action.
How can we accept decision even when the result is not what we accept?
Acknowledge the emotion first, like, I'm disappointed. Then let the facts of what happened be spoken, even if they're uncomfortable. That lets learning happen without demanding approval from the outcome.
Real life situation. Imagine you have two career opportunities. How would you decide which one to choose?
I'd start with values and day to day reality. Which work energizes me? Growth potential, people I'd learn from, work life balance, and practicals like commute and pay. Talk to people in the role, gut check your excitement and who you want to become.
If your friends disagree with your decision, what would you do?
I'd ask why, listen carefully, and see if they're spotting a risk I missed. If it's just a preference difference, I'd share my reasoning, stay open, and keep the relationship more important than being right.
What would you do if you made an important decision and later realized it was wrong?
Own it. Say it plainly, fix what's fixable, make amends where needed, and extract the lesson. Then update your decision rules so the same pattern hurts less next time.
How would you make a difficult decision if there was no perfect choice?
I name the trade offs, pick the least harmful option aligned with my values, and plan a recheck point. Accepting that imperfect decisions are still real decisions.
Have you ever made a decision that seemed bad at first but become useful later?
Yeah, I can't speak from personal experience, but many people find that a tough call, like choosing a demanding job or setting a boundary, felt rough then, but built skills or self respect later. The value usually shows up with time and reflection.
Do you think successful people make better decisions?
Not always. Success can come from opportunity, support, or even luck, not just decisions. What matters is learning and adapting when decisions miss.
Thank you. And my final question: what is one lesson you have learned from a past decision that can help you make better choice in the future?
Slow down when emotions are high. Get a second opinion and give yourself space to think.
Thank you, ChatGPT, sharing for your thoughts. See you again in our face.
Thank you. Thank you. Take care.